The year is 2004. George W. Bush has just been re-elected. Facebook has just launched. And your favorite childhood game of all time has just been remade for the shiny new Game Boy Advance, resting in your just turned teenage hands. You're a little older now. Certainly old enough to wrap your head around the intricacies of it all. It's time for your first ever dose of something that will be in the driver's seat for the rest of your life. Nostalgia. So you put the cartridge in and boot up the game. This is Pokémon FireRed and LeafGreen. You start your adventure in your room in Pallet Town. After grabbing the potion from the PC, you head downstairs to see your mom and then out into the world. There's nothing to do other than the one thing you know you're not supposed to do. Step out into the grass where the wild Pokémon roam. As you do, Professor Oak appears to wrangle you back in, telling you that you'll need a Pokémon of your own before going into dangerous situations like that. You are led into his lab where his grandson Gary is waiting. He was promised a Pokémon, and while Oak can vaguely recall this, his memory seems a bit jumpy. He beckons for you to choose a Pokémon out of 3 that are laid out on the table next to you and Gary. Gary impatiently waits for you to choose, and knowing this series well, we choose one of the best Pokémon to ever do it, Charmander. With that done, Oak doesn't seem to have much more to say, and on your way out, Gary stops you for a surprise battle. His Squirtle is a close match at this point, and luckily doesn't know any water-type moves yet. So it's a battle of Scratch versus Tackle. Charmander comes out ahead, and you leave the lab with your first victory under your belt. Heading up north, we encounter our first wild Pokémon, Rattata and Pidgey. But to catch them, we're going to need to acquire some Pokéballs. When we get to Viridian City, we head to the Pokémart in search of the tools we need. The salesman asks us if we came from Pallet Town, and do we know Professor Oak, because he has a parcel for him and is wondering if we could take it to him. You head back to your hometown and bust into the lab to give Oak his parcel. Gary conveniently shows up as well, and Oak gives the two of you Pokédexes and Pokéballs, explaining that these devices will take down information on every Pokémon you come across. It was Oak's dream in his younger years to catch and retrieve data on every single last Pokémon, and he beckons you to take over his aspiration. We head to Gary's house and get a map of the region from his sister Daisy. Now, we go on a frenzy of apprehending Mons, Rattata, Pidgey, Mankey, Spearow. We catch them all. We run into Gary again and just eke out our second victory against him. Afterward, a quick stop by the Pokémon League. There isn't anything to do here yet, but it's nice to see. It's nice to dream. Oak wants you to catch every single Pokémon, but something else burns inside, to be the very best, like no one ever was. Sure, catching them is my real test, but to train them, that's my cause. Pokémon. You head through Viridian and get to its forest to battle some bug trainers and catch a Caterpie. This Caterpie will come in handy when it's evolved into a Butterfree and learns Confusion, so it's definitely a keeper. You head into Pewter City and check out its amenities. The museum offers a look into some fossil Pokemon, and one patron is excited to remind you of the date of the moon landing. Some say that a Pokemon named Clefairy is from the moon. Heading to the gym, we are able to take down Brock's underling associate, but Brock himself proves otherwise. Heading back to the forest to train proves very fruitful, as we are able to catch a Pikachu and a Weedle. We get Butterfree, and Charmander is looking strong, but the second attempt against Brock proves to be just as difficult as the first. Training a little more brings us to the point of an attempt number 3, and it's chalking up to look like something I remember from a long time ago. I was a kid, maybe 8 or 9, when I was playing Pokémon Red on the Game Boy Color. The year was 1998, and way back then, Brock was giving me just as much guff. I finally scratched my way through, just barely, with my beloved Charmander. As the battle ended, something miraculous happened. My Charmander started to evolve, quaking, shaking, and growing. It seemed like the whole room went dark. When the lights came back on, I was staring at a new monstrous friend, Charmeleon. Flash forward to 2026. Brock's Geodude is taken care of. All of my Pokemon are down except one, my trusted sidekick Charmander. At level 15, Charmander has an edge against the Onix. We unleash a metal claw, and it rips through the rocky body, like a fat man through some cheap thin pants after a big dinner. But then, the Onix hits us with a powerful move that lowers our speed. It all comes down to this. We either go first and take the Onix down, or we go second and are destroyed. The moves proc, and it's Charmander with the metal claw. Onix's HP goes down to 0, and Charmander is victorious. As the battle concludes, something glorious happens. Charmander starts quaking and shaking. The room goes dark. Charmander's whole body starts shifting in its form and figure, and when the lights come back on, it's like I'm 8 years old again, staring at Charmeleon for the first time and collecting my first badge. After the battle, we heal up and head east towards Mount Moon. Within the depths of Mount Moon, we find many things. Plenty of Pokemon to catch, items to obtain, and trainers to battle. We had been warned before entering that there had been some sightings of Team Rocket in the cave. Team Rocket are the baddies of this game, stealing Pokemon and generally wreaking havoc in a myriad of ways throughout the Kanto region. It seems they are in Mount Moon in search of rare fossils. Fossils that can be regenerated into ultra-rare Pokemon. After defeating a few members of Team Rocket, we find ourselves at the end of the cave and confronted with 2 fossils on the ground. A scientist fights us for them, and after defeating him, decides to split them with us. We choose the Dome fossil and exit the cave and head towards Cerulean City, home to our second gym challenge. But before we hit the gym, we head north to get some training in. We run into Gary and have a spirited battle. Afterwards, he tells us he's just got back from Bill's house, the guy who designed the computer system we keep our spare Pokemon in. He suggests we go and say hello to Bill. We head to the bridge, where there are 5 trainers waiting for us. After we beat them, a 6th person congratulates us with a gold nugget. Then, He divulges his affiliation with Team Rocket and offers us a spot in their ranks. As a kid, I remember my heart racing at this, pausing for a moment to consider the offer, more or less being vehemently against it and wanting to make sure I didn't accidentally click yes. Progressing the text shows that you automatically decline the offer. After that, we catch an Abra to the left of the bridge, and then continue on our way using the trainer fights to get Abra up to level 16 so that it can become Kadabra and actually learn a move besides teleport. We make it to Bill's house only to find he has accidentally turned himself into a Pokémon. We help him change back to normal, and to thank us, he gives us an SS and ticket. With this, we will later be able to go on a very exclusive cruise. We travel back towards Cerulean City and take on our second gym leader, Misty. She claims to have a hyper-offensive water team, and she does not disappoint. With a Staryu and a Starmie, it takes us a couple tries, but that Pikachu we caught back in the forest really comes in handy, and we take our second badge. Afterwards, we discover a house that has been broken into, and even with a police officer in the front, the culprit still lurks in the backyard. We take down the Team Rocket thief, and he gives us a TM for the move Dig that he stole from the house. Instead of giving it back to the homeowners, we use it on our Mankey. Whoops. We come across a daycare center that will raise Pokemon for you, but decide to pass it up for now. Then a guard shack with a thirsty guard who will not let us through. We take the underground pass to pop up on Route 6, and after defeating the trainers there, we get to Vermilion City, home of the Pokémon fan club and the harbor that anchors the SS Anne. At the fan club, we listen to its president talk about his favorite Pokémon. Grateful, he gives us a voucher for a free bicycle, which is great because otherwise they cost 1 million Pokédollars. We check out Route 11 and battle some trainers, and then explore Diglett's cave, before heading to the ship to present our ticket for the cruise. On the ship, we hang a left and go check out the kitchen, which seems to be filled with comically French chefs. We find some useful items in the trash cans and head up and through the rooms in the main area, battling trainers from all over the world. One room offers us a quick rest which heals everyone up, and we take advantage of this several times. To the right, we head down some stairs and battle a slew of sailors and fishermen that seemingly work for the SS Anne. Afterward, we work our way up and eventually to the deck before heading through the last corridor of tourists and finally to the captain's quarters. But before that, we have to go head to head with our old rival Gary, who has definitely upped his team. We send Gary packing and head into the captain's office. It seems he is seasick and even has a book about overcoming it on his desk. Sounds like a tough job, almost as tough as being a new YouTube channel with 30 subscribers. If you are enjoying this video, please give me a thumbs up and a sub, and maybe even buy some Raycons or whatever. Better helps you to want to click those buttons. We say hello freshly to the captain, and Surfshark his way back with a rub. He is thankful and gives us the HM for cut, which we will need to get to our third gym challenge. With that, we say goodbye to the cruise stop of a lifetime, head back to solid ground, and say hello to Lieutenant Surge. Getting in to see him is inherently tricky. You search through trash cans to find hidden switches that disable an electric gate in 2 phases. When you find one, you must find a second switch, which is always next to the first switch. The problem is that if you guess wrong, the whole thing resets and goes to a new random trash can. So after a while of digging through the gym's trash cans, we find the correct order and go up against Surge. He has a Voltorb, Pikachu, and Raichu. Relying heavily on Shockwave and double teaming his Raichu to the point of ridiculousness, he takes a couple tries, but we finally get lucky and take him down to receive the Thunder Badge. I've got to say, playing with a full deck of moderately leveled mons, these gym challenges have been decently, challenging, and it's been a nice change of pace from some of the newer Pokemon games that can feel like such a breeze. Afterward, we make our way back towards Cerulean City, but cut off to the east, which leads us to a dark cave. Having grabbed Flash from one of Professor Oak's assistants, we light up the cave using our freshly caught Voltorb and start spelunking through. When I was a kid, I never did know where to get the HM Flash, so I would navigate this tunnel in pitch blackness. A part of me wanted to see if I could still accomplish this, but I decided otherwise. The cave takes a while as it has many crevasses, trainers to battle, and ladders to ascend or descend, but we make our way through and land into one of the most iconic places of the game. Lavender Town, known for being haunted because of a Pokémon gravesite. We actually now have access to 3 new cities, which all intertwine with one another per our objectives with each. Lavender Town to the east, Saffron City in the middle, and Celadon City to the west. In between Lavender and Saffron, we catch a Growlithe. We head to Celadon and head up the back stairs of a tall building to get an Eevee, which we turn into Vaporeon after buying a Water Stone from the department store. We also buy a Thunderstone for Pikachu to become Raichu, and a Fire Stone we will use later for Growlithe to become Arcanine. At the top of the store, we hit the vending machine to get some drinks for the guard that is stationed in between the towns. In the original game, you could give the guard a water, a lemonade, or a soda, but in the remake, they have changed it to a tea that a special NPC gives you. To train our Growlithe up, we take him to the gym in Celadon, which features grass-type Pokemon. Growlithe dominates there, and we defeat Erica and secure the Rainbow Badge. Now it's time for something no children's game would be complete without: gambling. In the game corner, after getting a coin case from a fed-up guy in a diner, you can gamble away for special prizes in Pokemon being slung by none other than Team Rocket. We gamble some and get a mystic water item that will help Vaporeon strengthen its water-type moves. Some citizens have mentioned the game quarter is rumored to secretly be a base for Team Rocket, and after inspecting a poster and fighting a Team Rocket grunt, we can confirm this to be true. We head through the secret hideout fighting grunts until we grab a lift key for the elevator that drops off of one of them, and then we head to the lower basement level to confront their leader, Giovanni. After defeating him with our souped-up Vaporeon, we get the Sylph Scope and head to Lavender Town to explore the haunted Pokemon Tower. In the lobby of the tower is a medium who senses evil spirits up ahead, and as we climb the stairs, we sense it too. It's Gary, up for another battle. After smacking him around for a while, he concedes and says he caught a Cubone and wonder where Marowak is, or if there are even any left. Afterwards, We climb the tower to find that all the mediums here are being possessed by ghosts. Ghastlies and haunters in particular. We catch a Cubone ourselves, along with a Ghastly, defeat all the mediums which bring them back to their senses, and reach the final staircase, which is being blocked by a ghost. This ghost is different, but since we already received the Sylph Scope, we can see through its disguise to see its true form, which is a Marowak. Uncatchable, we defeat it and hope it can rest in peace. Up the stairs, we find some Team Rocket members who have taken an old man hostage. We defeat them and rescue the old man, who gives us a Poké Flute as thanks. Now we can wake up the Snorlaxes and be on our way. Sabrina in Saffron with her Psychic Pokémon, Koga in Fuchsia with his Bug Poison Pokémon, a Fire Gym on Cinnabar Island, and then the 8th gym way back near our hometown, which has a mysterious leader who doesn't seem to be there often. 4 to go, and it's all happening very soon now that the prep work has been done. We head south of Lavender Town and fight a lot of fishermen, eventually bringing us to the Snorlax that blocks the path between Vermilion, Lavender, and Fuchsia City. Then we double back going through Celadon City to deal with the other Snorlax. We let this one go, having caught the other one, and he retreats back to the mountains. This opens up Cycling Road, a big downhill route filled with bikers eager to fight. Taking the route down, we end up in Fuchsia City, home to our next gym badge and the Safari Zone. The Safari Zone is a very interesting place. You go up against powerful wild Pokemon with the use of Safari Balls. But the difference between this and the rest of the game is you can't battle them. You can either throw a rock at the wild Pokemon, making it easier to catch, but more likely to run away. You can throw bait, making it less likely to run away, but harder to catch. Or you can just take your chances and throw a Safari Ball immediately. This is the only place to catch Scyther, Chansey, Kangaskhan, and many other rare Pokemon. You also only get to make about 500 steps before the timer is up. Also, if you run out of balls, your time is over. There are more reasons to go here than just catching rare Pokemon. This is also where you get the HM for Surf, if you make it far enough into the depths of the Safari Zone. And also, you can find this old man's dentures, and he will give you the HM for Strength afterward. Surfing and Strength are absolutely necessary for completing this game, so we take the necessary steps, and then we head to the gym for our 5th badge against the Poison Master, Koga. Most of his assistants actually have Psychic-type Pokemon, but for Koga himself, we're able to take him out almost exclusively with our Kadabra. We head back to Saffron City and into the Team Rocket headquarters. Having done this a handful of times, I can never quite remember where to get the key card from. But after wandering around and fighting the grunts, I finally find it in a small corridor behind a teleport square. With this, you just simply unlock some of the blocked off panels and find your way to a place where Gary is waiting to battle you. After that, a guy gives you a Lapras, and you get access to a bed to heal your Pokemon and make your way to Giovanni. I'm surprised he doesn't have a Persian, because I always remember him having one, but maybe that was in Pokemon Yellow or something. You get a Master Ball after his defeat and can freely make your way around the town of Saffron and on to the next gym battle against the psychic user Sabrina. This is another teleport square situation. You can simply go up and down to the opposing square without having to fight any of the trainers, and eventually it leads you to the gym leader. Defeating her gives us the 6th gym badge, 2 to go. Now we head back to Pallet Town, where it all started, and from there, surf south to Cinnabar Island, where we find that the 7th gym is locked up. Next door is the Pokémon Mansion, where a few burglars reside, along with some scientists and a few interesting journal entries about the rare Pokémon Mew. We find a key and can now unlock the gym to face off against Blaine and his fiery Pokémon team, which is no match for our Vaporeon. After the match, Bill finds us outside and we travel with him to one island. Something that was added for this remake and wasn't in the original first generation games. In this reiteration, they have also changed the location of Moltres to be on a mountainous active volcano instead of its original location within the confines of Victory Road. We explore the 3 islands and eventually find our way to Moltres, which is difficult to catch. After that, we head to the electric plant to find Zapdos behind the dark cave we traversed to get to Lavender Town before. And then we explore the Seafoam Islands to encounter Articuno after blocking the fast water current with some boulders. And with that, we have all the legendary birds. Then we head to Viridian City for the 8th and last gym challenge. This gym seemed abandoned when we first started off on our journey, but we now see that it is headed off by none other than Giovanni himself. You can head up and fight the one trainer, and then double back and around him to get directly to Giovanni. Once again, our Vaporeon comes in handy, and we defeat Giovanni pretty easily. We head toward the gym badge check gates to encounter Gary one last time before the final battle later. His team isn't too hard to take down and is a good opportunity to see the beginnings of what his final team is going to look like at the end of the game. After having our badges checked, we head into one more cave, which is Victory Road, a good place to get some last-minute training in before the challenge that will be the Elite Four. My team going in is Charizard, Vaporeon, Arcanine, Executor, Kadabra, and Raichu. The first Elite Four member at the Indigo Plateau is Lorelei, a master of Ice-type Pokémon. She has a Dugong, Cloyster, Slowbro, Lapras, and Jinx. Raichu puts in heavy work for this fight with its powerful move, Thunderbolt. Next up is Bruno, who is fighting and Rock-type Pokémon, so Vaporeon, Charizard with Aerial Ace, and Kadabra help us take the win against his 2 Onix, Hitmonlee and Chan, and his Machamp. Next up is Agatha, the Ghost-type Master, who is easily taken down by our Kadabra. She has 2 Gengars, a Haunter, Arbok, and Golbat. Finally, we come to Lance, the Dragon-type trainer. We take out his Gyarados and Aerodactyl with Raichu, his 2 Dragonair with Charizard's Dragon Claw, and his Dragonite with Vaporeon's Aurora Beam. We have finally done it. We have beaten the strongest trainers in the game, but there is one challenge left, as Gary has done it just before us. So he is the active reigning champ, and we have to take him down one more time to claim the title. He has Pidgeot, Alakazam, Rhydon, Arcanine, Blastoise, and Executor. He is flabbergasted when we take him down, making us the new champion of the Kanto region. Oak comes in and blasts Gary for not being good enough and takes us to enter our Pokemon into the Hall of Fame. This really is a classic game. It's simple and in a lot of ways, perfect. It has a great amount of everything. The story, the Pokemon, the pacing is just great, and it brings back a lot of nostalgia to do this after all this time. I remember as a kid playing on a friend's original Game Boy. It was my first time seeing Pokemon in any way, and it was so overwhelming. He was already at the Elite Four, and the battle seemed impossible for a young kid who didn't know how to play the game at all. It feels good to come so far in life and to have something like this to look back on. The credits roll, and the game is over. Afterward, you find yourself back in Pallet Town talking with Professor Oak. Gary busts in as usual, and Oak upgrades your Pokédex and says there are even more Pokemon to discover now. I personally know there is a cave near Cerulean City where you can discover Mewtwo, Mew's offspring, along with what they've added to the original game in this remake within the realms of additional islands and Pokemon to discover. But that will have to be in a different video, for we have reached an end to this one. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you for joining me on this adventure. If you've enjoyed this video and felt it worth your time, please consider liking and following the channel for more in the future. Life is ever changing. School, jobs, and friends will come and go, but Pokemon will always be Pokemon.